What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brodie Smith, and before we jump into it, the very first thing I want to say is I will not stop making Frisbee content. I'm going to be making a lot of Frisbee content. So I know you might have freaked out in the title, but I'm still going to be making Frisbee videos. I got a lot of stuff planned, still making Frisbee trick shots, but I do want to talk about my future in Ultimate Frisbee and kind of the future beyond. I first want to kind of go back to the very beginning. When I first got into Ultimate Frisbee was in 2006 at the University of Florida. Throughout my college career, I got to play with some really awesome players: Kirk Gibson, Tim Garrett, Bill McQueen, Kyle Van Auken, Tommy Rush, Miguel, Chris Gibson, Cole Sullivan, Alex Hill. The list goes on. I got to play with a lot of really awesome players throughout my college career. We won a national championship my first year, my freshman year in 2006, and that really kind of sparked my passion, got me really, really motivated to get better. Some of our top guys left that year, and so my development in the sport kind of had to blossom and get going for us to still be kind of a powerhouse college team. 2007, we got third place. 2008, we got second place. 2009 was my senior year, my fourth year, and that was really when the team kind of transferred from being Kurt's team to being my team. That was my first year captaining the team, my first year really kind of being the centerpiece of our offense and the centerpiece of our team. And I learned a lot. My training wasn't what it needed to be. I ended up getting heat stroke at regionals. We were the #1 team the whole season. Pretty much dominated the entire season, but we didn't qualify for nationals. And that was really, really tough. So coming back my fifth season, my fifth year, a lot of stuff changed. And I even actually ended up quitting the team early on that season and coming and rejoining the team later on because there was some stuff that I had to work out just on a personal level, religious level. And coming back, having kind of a little time to myself, I think made a world of difference in my play and also the team's play. We ended up winning 2010 national championship, so I kind of got the sandwich, right? My freshman year, my fifth year, my last year, which was awesome. So my time at University of Florida was great, loved it. After University of Florida, that's when I kind of started doing YouTube, started making tutorial videos, started making trick shot videos. Right around the same time, the AUDL basically was created, the American Ultimate Disc League. If you're not familiar with it, it's the semi-professional league for Ultimate Frisbee. When they first came out, when there was news and stories coming out talking about this semi-pro professional league, no one really thought it was real. Ultimate Frisbee, there's a lot of trolls on the internet, and so this was just another, thought that this was another troll article about, oh my gosh, there's an Ultimate Frisbee League, this is what's going to happen. It wasn't until I got in contact with the owner of one of the teams, and he was like, yes, I want to fly you up to Indianapolis, I want to meet with you, I want you to meet some of the guys here, meet the people in the organization, that I really realized, holy smokes, this is actually a real thing. So I got involved with the ADL in the first season in Indianapolis. Alley Cats was the team name. I moved up to Indianapolis. I had a little place to myself up there and was basically just training and playing with the team. The season was awesome. We made a lot of highlights. Made Sports Center a couple times, which is great. And it was just a phenomenal first season for me up there and kind of transferring over. Now, in 2000, I think it was 2010 and 2011, I had played with Double Wide, the club team. So if you're not familiar with the Ultimate Frisbee world, you basically have College Ultimate, right? And then outside of College Ultimate, there's Club Ultimate, and then there's AUDL. Now, you can play in both the AUDL and Club and College all at the same time. There's no restrictions on what you can do. Some people play both, some people only play AUDL, some people only play Club. Knowing me and how much I love Ultimate Frisbee, you know I'm gonna play everything, right? So I did Double Wide in 2011, Double Wide in 2010, but when it came to 2012 and the AUDL came out, I was like, absolutely, I wanna play in this. So I joined with the Indianapolis Alley Cats, played throughout the beginning part of the season, And unfortunately, April, I'm trying to think what the date was, 12th, 15th, something like that. That was my first major injury in Ultimate. I've been super lucky with injuries in Ultimate. I had a hip thing my freshman year that I was able to go through. I had a couple shoulder issues throughout college that never really stopped me. I never really had an injury that like kept me out of playing Ultimate. This was the first one. As you can see from the clip, it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. We didn't really know any better. We didn't have really anyone on the sideline to tell me exactly what I needed to hear at that moment, which was, you need to go to the hospital and get an MRI. We didn't have that. And me being who I am competitively and how passionate about the game, I'm not going to, just decide not to play a game because something hurts, right? I think I honestly popped a couple ibuprofen and played the next point. So I played the rest of that game, and then that whole week, I think the week before our next game, I think I kind of chilled, maybe iced it, stretched it, and kind of just didn't do too much, like jogged through practices and stuff. And then I played the following weekend, I played that entire game as well. It wasn't until after that game, I think it was the Columbus Cranes game, I almost remember, because I feel like I was staying with someone there. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but I remember like I slept on the floor that night, and I woke up after the game, and I couldn't like straighten my leg. Like when I tried to straighten my leg, when I stood up, it would only like go to here, and it wasn't like incredible pain. It was just, I couldn't straighten my leg. I couldn't walk. And so I got freaked out. I was like, what the heck is wrong with me? So we went to the hospital at that point, got an MRI. And when it came back, I basically had a bucket head meniscus. So meniscus is the thing that is kind of in between your two bones up here on your knee. And it's kind of like the padding, the cushion. And so what mine did basically was it was sliced. So it was like open. So they call it a bucket head, to where it was attaching and like clicking. And that's no bueno, guys. Let me tell you right now, no bueno. And showing that video to multiple doctors, orthopedic surgeons and stuff, they couldn't believe that that's all that happened. That I just, and they also basically said that I probably playing on it more, that's probably what made it a bucket head. I should have taken my health a lot more seriously, and instead I had this like Superman kind of complex of where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter where I go, I'll get better, I'll get healthier, I'll get stronger, it doesn't matter. They were having me do a bunch of stuff that, looking back on it, you shouldn't be doing right out of surgery, and honestly a lot of stuff that probably hurt me long term, unfortunately, without me even knowing it. So that's basically what I was doing though all through, was that May, August, September, September and early October. Those like 4 months, I was just basically rehabbing and trying to get back because I was playing on double wide. And after the 2010-2011 season, making semis and getting so close to a national championship, we felt like 2012 was our year. And so I was still traveling with the team, still going to tournaments with the team, but wasn't really able to obviously compete or do much of anything other than just kind of throw, because I just had surgery, meniscus surgery on my left knee. So when it came to October, and at the end of October, that's when the national championship is. It's normally always normally was always in Sarasota, Florida, which literally like 1 out of every 3 years is going to be a crazy wind fest where for me being, I feel like I'm pretty decent at throwing a Frisbee. When it's really, really windy, I feel like it's very advantageous for me to be on the field. It kind of gives me a little bit of a level up because everyone else is struggling throwing in the wind where I can. So that's where I was like, even though I'm not 100% being able to run or do anything really physical right now because of my knee, I feel like if I can get to a certain level, like 60%, and be able to throw, I can still be an asset for my team and help my team win a national championship. So I actually sought out a doctor that said, yeah, I will shoot you up with cortisone shots. So he said, I'll shoot you up this cortisone shot on Wednesday. You should feel good Thursday. You should still feel pretty good Friday. And then Saturday, I don't know. And then Sunday, you won't feel it at all. So the idea was basically he was just going to numb my knee up so I couldn't feel any pain. And that was going to allow me to essentially play even though I hadn't completed rehab, even though I hadn't even started running or doing any of those things yet with my knee. So he was exactly right. Thursday, Friday, really couldn't feel it at all. Woke up Saturday morning, felt like, holy smokes, my knee got shot with a cannon. It felt terrible. I tried to take as much ibuprofen as I could. Really wasn't helping the cause. So Saturday kind of just battled through with a lot of pain. We ended up winning all our games, and so now we're in the national championship game on Sunday. Wake up Sunday, same thing. Feel probably even worse at this point because now my whole body is feeling terrible. My right leg's probably feeling even worse because I've been putting so much pressure on my right leg since I can't really do much on my left. So I'm popping as much ibuprofen I can that morning. I literally think I took 4, which is probably like 1 over the max of what you're supposed to take. But it's so windy, guys. It is so windy, and I'm like, we need upwind flick bombs. We need them in this game, or at least to have the threat. Because that's the other thing is, even though you might not throw it, having the threat that you can throw it deep into the wind allows people to get the disc under. If you have no one on your team that can throw into the wind, then the entire defense shifts. So I was like, just having me out in the field, now the defense has to be honest, and maybe even like as a decoy, my team can, kind of benefit off of that, which honestly at certain points of the game, it did. I didn't even touch the Frisbee, but just kind of being out there, A, I'm taking a defender that might have been guarding someone else, and B, the whole team has to be worried about me being able to get the disc and throw, a 40, 50, 60 yard into the wind goal. I did actually I'm trying to think. I think I got 2 or 3 flick bombs off, which were awesome. And then I actually think I scored 1 or 2 goals that game, just kind of limping around the field at like 60%. We won the national championship. Moving on into 2014, me and Kurt jumped over to Johnny Bravo, which is the club team. So not AUDL, club team out of Denver, Colorado. And that whole season still was like 80%, I would say, throughout the regular season for me. And then as the season went on and on and on, my knee, I could just start feeling it get worse and worse and worse. Like the amount of pain that my knee was, causing me when I was running, when I was cutting, when I was jumping, just got worse and worse and worse. So when it came time for nationals, I really feel like I was just kind of hobbling. I was kind of just jogging at some times, skipping almost, kind of just trying to put all my weight on my right side. But again, trying to do as much as I can to help my team win a national championship. And luckily, Kurt balled out that tournament. And so we ended up winning a national championship that year. So that was in 2014 with Johnny Bravo. Moving on to the 2015 season, I'm still with the Chicago Wildfire. This is my 3rd season now with the Chicago Wildfire. And it was, honestly, I had taken a really long break after my first 2 seasons with them. And this was the first time that I was actually feeling somewhat good going into a season. My left leg felt really great, and I was pretty happy with where the future was going to be with this team this season. Very first point of the very first game, I go deep. Goose throws me a huck. I jump up, catch it for a goal, and as I come down, here's the thing that I didn't train myself, okay? I did a bunch of stuff outside of Frisbee, rehabbing the knee, strengthening. The one thing I didn't practice outside of a game or outside of like training was game-like situations. I never practiced going up for a disc. I did jumping drills, I did all sorts of landing drills, I did all that, but I never actually got practice of someone throwing me a Frisbee and me jumping up and catching it and then doing what I practice, those drills. And so what ended up happening was I jumped up, and as you can see in the video, I come down and I just come straight leg because my brain doesn't think like I need to catch this impact. And so you can see my right knee kind of like shudder a little bit. And showing that video again later on to a bunch of doctors and stuff, they all said, yep, you sprained your right knee for sure. Sprained right knee. And what do you see when basketball players have a sprained right knee or football players have a sprained right knee? They don't play the rest of the game, and they take several weeks of rehab and recovery before they come back out. Well, again, I don't have anyone telling me in my ear, Brodie, don't play. And me being who I am, I'm going to play. I took 2 points off, came back the third point, and as you can see in the video, boom, popped it, right? Sprained right knee, trying to cut, put all my weight on it. I would say that my left knee pain and all the stuff that I was putting my body through correlated heavily to my ACL surgery, or my ACL tear. Going on from there, obviously torn ACL. I knew it popped. As soon as it happened, I knew I was done. Went in, got surgery right away, and I was up in Canada it was either shooting something or it was something with the ADL. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember I was like up in Canada. It was either Canada or New York, actually, now I think about it. I'm getting mixed up all my stories. It was either Canada or New York, but I'm walking around. I've got my brace on my knee. It's not locked because I'm kind of just slowly after surgery trying to get a little bit of extension on it. And I step on like a plastic cup without knowing, and it slides my leg out, and I kind of hyperextend my right knee. Now this wasn't great news because this was right around the time that me and Kurt had just gotten selected to be on The Amazing Race. So right now at that point, I was trying to do as much as I can to get my leg somewhat healthy so that I could go on The Amazing Race. I know how grueling that is and how physical it is. And now, boom, this happens. I jump back into surgery. They open me back up. They fix it. And that was a fun call with the Amazing Race production team because they saw me post a picture of me in the hospital, and I think the show was happening like 2 or 3 months. So they're like, what the heck? Are you going to be able to do this? So like that whole month, like those whole couple months, I tried to just rehab like absolute crazy. MJP helped me a lot, which you guys see, I train out of there a lot. They got me as good as possible for the show, but knowing the show where you're not sleeping, you're not resting, you're flying all the time, so you're jammed into these airplane seats, and then immediately when you get off an airplane, you're having to run. There's no time for me. When I was going in to do my rehab and stuff, I would jump either on a bike for 10 minutes, I'd jump in the hot tub for 10 minutes, I would do a whole bunch of stuff to warm up my leg and do a bunch of exercises to warm up my leg before I actually did work on it. Here, you're crammed in an airplane for 7 hours, and as soon as the plane leaves, you're starting to run. Not ideal for the leg, right? Unfortunately, we didn't win. We got 5th place. Amazing experience, though. And coming back from that, again, what does Brodie do with the knee injuries? It's the roller coaster, right? Boom! I'm on the bottom now because both my knees are just singing after that whole show. So now basically I try to join up with Boston Ironside. They're super excited. I'm super excited. I can't wait to play with this team. Another club team that I'm trying to play on. And I fly up there for a mini camp after I feel like my knee's pretty good, right? I feel like I'm at 85, 90%. Let's go out and play Frisbee and see how it does. Well, again, looking back on it, I should have done so much more before I jumped right back into it. I went from literally, again, just training in the gym, rehabbing in the gym, to just jumping on the ultimate field. There was no like progression. There was no like, let's do a couple Frisbee drills today. Okay, let's do a couple more Frisbee drills tomorrow. There wasn't any of that. It was just me jumping right into practice. Saturday, I actually felt pretty good at practice. The problem though was Saturday pretty much broke my knees down. I did as much as I possibly could to where when I woke up Sunday, I was in a way worse position. And so when I went back out there Sunday, I really jacked up my knees, cutting on them. And what it all basically boils down to, guys, is the quad strength that I need that quad strength to kind of keep my knees locked now, right? I can't get away from using other muscles, or I can't get away from just hoping my knees are strong. My knees are always going to be weak. So you need that quad strength to kind of keep your knees here, locked in and protected. And so what ends up happening after a long day on Saturday of playing Ultimate for hours, when I wake up on Sunday, my quads are a little bit tired or a little bit sore. And so when I go in to make that cut with a sore muscle, I'm not being able to lock the knee in as much as possible. So ended up kind of jacking myself up again after that, and really couldn't recover. Couldn't play the season with Boston. Next year I try to play pro with my buddies down in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Cannons in the ADL. Never felt confident. Never felt like I could get, at this point I was like, I don't want to have any more knee surgery. So I was like, I'm not going to step on the field unless I feel 100%. Never could get to 100% that season. So that season basically never saw the field. And it's really been like that the last 3 years, guys. It's really been a struggle the last 3 years of me getting to the point of where I feel like I can actually play Ultimate Frisbee. Because as if you've gotten to this point, if you've watched this point and you haven't skimmed through, you can tell like it's been several years since 2012. So that's what, 6 years ago? It's basically been 6 years since I've been 100% playing Ultimate. I'm tired of not being able to play at my full capacity. And B, honestly, I don't want to get injured again. I know that if I step out on the field and I'm not 100%, that I have a really, really high chance of hurting myself again because I've already had 3 knee surgeries. So kind of what has been going on while that's happened, well, the PGA Tour reached out to me and sent me and Kelsey out to Phoenix for the Waste Management Open. Fantastic tournament. It's a golf tournament out there. It's probably like one of the biggest ones. Like I'm trying to remember how many people were there on Saturday. Well over 200,000 people were there at this golf tournament. It was insane how many people were here. But we had a blast out there. And then the PGA Tour sent us out to the Players Championship, which is basically in my backyard of where I grew up in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. And I got to walk 18 holes with Tiger on Saturday, and got to walk holes with Tiger Woods and Jordan Spieth as well on Sunday. It was an unreal situation and something that I will never forget, and something that really kind of like piqued my interest a little bit and got me being like, dang, golf is so much fun. So after that, Callaway actually reached out to me and they said, hey, we want to set you up with clubs. Come out to San Diego, our headquarters, and we'll get you fitted for a full set of golf clubs. And I was like, what? I haven't really been playing golf in years. I go out to Topgolf once a while. I might play a round of golf here and there once every 2 years or so. So the clubs I have right now were just off the rack at a place that was going out of business. Just got a really good deal on them. And so they weren't fitted for me at all. And honestly, they weren't really great clubs. So the fact of me going out here and like having a dope set of golf clubs for myself, I was so stoked. And you can check out that video and see all this stuff that went down there. That full video I think is on my second channel, but we can show highlights and stuff now so you can kind of just see the experience that I went through and how amazing it was. So literally from driver all the way through the irons, all the way through the wedges to the putter, got fully fitted golf clubs for the very first time. And it was unreal, the difference of hitting those versus hitting the clubs I had from 6 years ago. So from there, I started thinking, I was like, what the heck? We've got PGA Tour wanting to do stuff with me jumping in with these professional golfers and just being like, what is going on? And now Callaway is getting me the hookup with these golf clubs, right? What the heck is going on? Like, why is all this stuff just happening? And I'm not one to like sit back and just be like, oh, it's coincidence, whatever. I think a lot of stuff happens for reasons. I think we have a lot of signs in our life that push us to the next kind of door that open, that shows us what door to walk through. And so I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? Back in the day, I always told myself at one point in my life, I want to give golf a shot. Now, what does that mean? I don't know, but I want to put time and effort into golf and just see what happens, see where it goes, see where it leads to. And so I was like, maybe this is the time. Maybe right now in my life, this is what I need because I'm not able to compete in Ultimate Frisbee. Maybe golf is the direction I need to go. So I actually tweeted out a couple weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago. Does anyone know any professional golfers like looking to give lessons in the Dallas area? Yada, yada, yada. Would love to have someone check out my swing, so on and so forth. People got back to me with a long list of people actually, and one of the people that was suggested, the person that was suggested that caught my eye was Cameron McCormick. I was like, what the heck? How do I know that name? That name sounds familiar. Well, it turns out Cameron McCormick is Jordan Spieth's swing coach. Literally been his swing coach for years and years and years. If you don't know who Jordan Spieth is, I don't know what you guys are doing, but one of the best golfers in the world. Literally right out of Dallas, Texas is where his training facility is. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to message him. He probably will not respond, but whatever. I'll send a message out to him, see what happens. Next thing I know, I'm in contact with him. He's telling me, come on out. We've got a lesson set up for you. Let's see what you got, yada, yada, yada. So I head out to him, and you can see that video as well. Full golf lesson with Cameron at his facility out there with Team Altus. So sick, I want to say. And so I had the full lesson out there. And basically, this is kind of almost an announcement video as well. To kind of say that me and him are kind of teaming up. He's willing to put in time and effort into my golf game and just to help me see where that goes. Now, where does that lead to? Does that mean that I am joining some Darkhorse tour? Does that mean I'm going to join some crazy tournaments here and there? Does that mean that I'm trying to make it on the PGA Tour? Guys, I honestly don't know. The big thing that I'm trying to do right now is just try to improve certain parts of my game one thing at a time. And as I improve, we'll see where that leads to. I don't have a massive goal. I don't have a goal of saying that I want to win the US Open. I don't have a goal that says I want to qualify for the Masters. I don't have a goal that says I want to get a tour card. I don't have any of that. My goal right now is just to get better in golf, to play more golf, to learn more about it, and to get better at it. And the thing is right now, the passion I have for Ultimate Frisbee, the passion I have to like literally wake up and just try to do as much as I can to get better in Ultimate Frisbee, that passion is the same passion I have right now in golf. And I'm very, very keen, and something that I've preached a lot on social media and on this YouTube channel is to follow your passions no matter what happens. So if me following golf, for example, and posting more golf content on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube maybe doesn't get as much views, or maybe some people are like, I'm only subscribed to you because I just want to see Frisbee. The thing that I'm going to say is, again, I'm following what I'm passionate about. And I'm hoping that you guys can respect that, and I'm hoping you guys can follow the journey as well. I'm still going to be making a lot of Frisbee videos. I'm still going to be doing stuff Ultimate Frisbee related. Still have a lot of stuff there. I also have some golf Frisbee ideas about competing against some battle videos, Frisbee golf, that I'm very, very keen about filming and showing with you guys. But basically this kind of announcement is this shift, a little bit of a shift of where a lot of my time in the last 8 years of my life, last 10 years of my life, a lot of my time was competing and training in Ultimate Frisbee. Now that time is going to be shifted over to golf, training and competing in golf, and making golf content. And I'm so excited, man. I'm so excited to see what happens, where this goes, and hopefully you guys join me on this journey. I've got some ideas too about doing some course vlogs, going out on the course. We're going to be posting a lot of content with Cameron McCormick. So if you are a big golf fan, if you are trying to get better as well, I'm going to be posting a lot of, wow, I just got a text. I'm going to be posting a lot of instructional videos on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on my Twitter. So make sure you go check that out. If you want to follow Cameron McCormick and all his social stuff, that'll be in the description down below as well. And also, I'm going to be messing around with Twitch. If you guys don't know, I have a Twitch, twitch.tv/Brodie Smith. If you want to follow that, that will be in the description down below as well. I do a lot of live streaming gaming for that. But I will also, oh my gosh, let me just mute this real quick. But I also am thinking about doing some live stream on the golf course. I think that would be actually really, really cool. So let me know what you think. Another thing, I want this to be something that is kind of a journey for both of us. So let me know what kind of content you guys want to see. Post in the description down below, or not description, post in the comment section down below maybe what golf videos you want to see, or do you want to see what clubs I have? Do you want to see some strategy videos? Do you want to see me playing more courses? Do you want me to travel to different courses and play? Do you want me to Darkhorse play with you guys? If I live in a city where you guys play golf, we can do a lot of stuff. Again, the Frisbee content will still happen. I've got a trick shot video, I think, coming out next week. We've got a compilation trick shot video coming out soon. I'm filming a trick shot video. Well, I actually just filmed one. This is pre-recorded, so I actually just filmed one this past weekend. So tons of Frisbee stuff. Don't worry, that stuff is not going anywhere. This is more of just letting you know the competitive ultimate Frisbee Brodie is shifting over to the golf world, and we're just going to give it a try and see what happens. I don't think there's anything else to say. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the very end, guys, make sure to like the video and leave a comment down below. I appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications. You can watch other videos. Like I said, there's a lot of videos. I'll throw the golfing videos up here as well. Lance says that's it. So, all right, deuces.